Real softly, just to, you know, this
And
is
he didn't have the angle. He's sort of like disgusted with himself right now because he knows he should have felt that angle. And if it wasn't there, he should have then tried to either masse it a little or opt to go to a different shot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could tell on the look on Chris's face. He's pretty disgusted. He two crucial mistakes in the first two in the first and second game. And I talked to Chris last night after he played after he beat Earl Strickland. He was down 3-1 in that match, Billy, with Earl, and he came and he climbed back in and he told me that he played really poorly the first 2 games of the match. I mean, and these mistakes on Ephraim, who you know you can't make those kind of mistakes on Ephraim and get away with them.
Well, Efren Reyes is going to really punish him for any mistakes that he makes because, Efren's totally prepared to play. I can see that in the first game. So therefore, knowing that, you really have to understand that and play according to, how you feel the penalty will be with certain shots. And that kick shot wasn't really a good shot because he really didn't have the angle that he needed to do it.
You saw too that the 2 was up a little too high, so he's going to shoot this combination and going to get a lot of balls. He has 2 now. He has 2 balls now, and the one doesn't pass, but the 13, the 7, and the 4 ball. The big 4 ball.
What I can see that he can do here, he has a slight angle on the 2. He can go forward, but I don't think he'll go forward. I think he'll go back. I think he'll
fall on the 7
ball.
Well,
he's playing the 7 now. Okay, he's going to shoot the 7. The 13 will go into the stack and open up, and he should have a shot on something unless he scratches. Okay, that was a possibility, and he knew it when he shot that shot. Now Gentile has an opportunity to avenge that mistake that he made a little earlier in the match. In the game. But he's got to come. This is a big shot in the match for Gentile. I know he's nervous right now because he missed the ball in the first rack. Then he played a poor safety in this rack. So therefore, he's a little nervous right now. Pocketing this ball is very, very big right now for Gentile.
Yeah, he needs to make a stand here.
He must pocket this ball. This is going to be the match for Gentile, not the game, the match. If he doesn't pocket this ball, he doesn't have any chance of winning this match.
He must have heard you. No, that's.
No, he's very nervous.
I'll tell you. You want to
know?
Calm
down,
Billy. I'm so. It's very surprising to me. I predicted it was going to be the other way. Chris has played Ephraim many times. Okay, many times for money they've played. Okay, and I looked at Chris being comfortable playing Ephraim and not having that kind of pressure. A lot of people play Efren Reyes and they play the name and they don't play the game. They get intimidated because it's Efren. And I didn't look at that to happen with Chris.
There's one variable that you fail to realize, okay? Yeah, he can stand the pressure of playing Reyes because he's played him many times. But he's in a position right now to win the U.S. Open. All right, number one. Number two, he's on the featured table that is being televised, okay? It's going out to a lot of people, okay? His game right now is in front of a lot of people, not just Efren Reyes, okay? He's making his bid for recognition and to win the U.S. Open. It's a big, big hurdle for him, all right? Maybe the moment is too much, it's overwhelming.
Good point. Very good point.
Playing Efren Reyes isn't the only object here. It's not the only hurdle that he has to get over.
That's a good point. And he wants it so bad. Oh, boy, Chris wants to win a one-pocket, major one-pocket tournament so bad.
Beautiful shot.
Ephraim leads 4 balls to none, 4-0, and I can't see him. I see him getting out, especially if he gets this angle on the 2 ball, coming down for the possibly for the 6 ball.
He would like
to come into the 6, yeah.
He would like to float onto the 9 softly because the angle that I see from this vantage point, from the booth, looking at the monitor, he can float softly and maybe just brush the 9. He's opting to go cross table for the strike ball.
Yeah, well, that was laying. I mean, he hit that so well. It was so
very nice cue ball control. It looks like from the angle that he's left himself, he's going to have to go to either the side rail, or he's going to have to hold it for a thin cut on the pink.
Coming up for the 5 ball.
I think this
is game ball. Game ball, right. That's it. So, well, Ephraim tried. He did make his first mistake of the match in that game, but Chris Gentile didn't jump on it. Like you said, it was just maybe, like you say, it's a little overwhelming right now, Billy. But
this is a race to 4. Now, he's been behind many times, 0-2, and now he knows how to win from this position. There's no question about that. But he has to get it together.
He made a ball, almost made a ball again.
He has to get it together. He really didn't hit that break really that well. He hit the second ball pretty much in the face. He just was able to clip the head ball and almost sold out the wing ball or the end ball. Reyes was trying to keep the cue ball behind the 13, not allowing Gentile to see the stripe, that 10 ball. But that's why he hit it as hard as he did. But he didn't get the action that he needed because he hit the 1 ball too softly, or he hit the 1 ball too thickly. That was hanging.
That was a good shot. Chris shot. I thought he was going to put him against the stack, and he elected to move some more balls over to his side. Looks like Ephraim's actually.
What Efren has right here is he has a float shot off the 1 to float behind the 7. Or he can shoot the 1 into the cushion and billiard the 7 with the 1, and hopefully the 1 will either go into Chris's pocket or or leave that area of the table, and the cue ball then should hit the strike ball. No, he's doing something differently. He actually banked the 1 ball, and understanding the carom off the 1 ball, where the 1 ball was going to hit the 7 ball, he said, I have a free shot here to bank the 1 ball and carom into the 7 ball and remove the 7 ball from the position that it's in.
Chris is going to try to. Chris shot a real good shot there. That was excellent, Billy. You know, when I start out slow, like in a match like this or something, if I were Chris, I wouldn't mind if a game, you know, took a little bit of time. You know, with all this momentum Efren has right now, you know, I don't mind even an up table. I just want to.
That's a good point, by the way.
Yeah.
In other words, there's not really the demand to respond to the challenge right away. And this is the type of a game that looks like it may be an up-table game. Now, if it evolves into an up-table game, you'll have many opportunities back at the table to relax yourself.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
and not a type of opportunities where you must perform. You'll have opportunities where you have choices what shot to shoot. And, you know, those choices will relax you because you'll be able to choose a shot with it doesn't offer pressure.
Right.
So therefore, when you have that ability to shoot shots that don't offer pressure, then you can relax yourself, and that's an opportunity that Chris really needs at this time. He needs to relax himself by choosing shots that are not demanding.
Well, he laid that cue ball down really well there.
He's challenging Reyes to shoot the 3 ball. Reyes, I don't believe, is going to shoot it because the reward is nothing if he doesn't pocket the 3 ball.
Shooting
the penalty is large.
He's just floating down, but he left Chris and you know.
Now Chris has to be careful if he banks the 10 ball here, because he can position the cue ball where Reyes has a good shot on the green 6. And that's the ball that'll allow him, or enable Reyes, that is, to fall on the other balls near the foot rail. So Chris really has to be careful when he repositions the cue ball here. Let's take a look at the cue ball. Let's get the overhead. Okay. He was able to run into the 3 ball that impeded the progress of the cue ball. So he wouldn't sell out a shot either on the 3 ball or on the green 6.
And I saw with the 9 and the other ball the 9's against, he could have also gone up table, you know, by the corner, by the far corner pocket on Chris's side. It seemed like he had a lot of coverage there where he could have banked it and followed.
But that's where he couldn't afford to go, because there are areas up there that enable Reyes to pocket the 6. And if you notice on this side of the table, in front of Chris's pocket, there aren't any balls, and that's where the cue ball is going to go. So therefore, Reyes would have had a free shot to put him in deep trouble, or to, you know, or to possibly win the game with. That's why I said he's got to be careful with the cue ball. This is interesting.
Trying to move these 3 balls. No, he shot the bank. Look at the position of the cue ball. How many times have you seen Efren just, you know, the way he does this? But I mean, Chris is in a really bad spot here. Oh, he could see the 2, so I didn't think he'd see the 2. It looks like he's wedged in there, but he could see the 2.
All right, this is what Chris needed, like Larry mentioned. He needs to shoot shots that are shots that are simple shots, just simple shots, shots that'll give him the luxury to relax,
to
calm himself.
Exactly, time and you know.
Now Reyes can shoot it at his pocket because of the 3 balls that are clustered on the side rail in front of Chris's pocket. See, Reyes has the luxury to shoot it at his pocket now because them balls are there. So Chris needs to loosen those balls up some way.
I see him banking the 3 to his side, coming up table.
There's a good shot of the master, the magician.
He executed that shot really well, Bill. He didn't want Chris to, I mean, he didn't want Efren to see the 3 and 15, but he wanted to come up a little further.
Had he put a little more inside English on the ball, the cue ball would have been further to the left. And then the 1, 2, and the other strike ball and low position in the center of the table would have been blockers, you know, and then Reyes would have had a big, big problem. But he wasn't able to do that. He didn't hit it with enough spin and enough velocity, you know. And so Reyes has a couple shots here. He can shoot the 3 ball into the stripe with some speed, but when he does that, he's going to loosen up the balls on Chris's side of the table. He's going to do Chris's job. And he doesn't want to do it, but, you know, it's not a bad shot because he's going to move balls away from Chris's side. Or he can drop some way in front of Chris's pocket, possibly off of the red 3 ball or off of the green 6 ball. Or he can maybe shoot a shot, an offensive shot, because there's no real, you know, threat with Chris running balls or pocketing a ball.
This is going to be interesting. I mean,
okay, now Chris can do some damage. Here's what he can do. He can shoot the orange 5 into the cluster of balls, and he can draw the cue ball. He can shoot the orange 5 into the cluster. Let's get an overhead now. He can draw the cue ball behind the blue 2. That'll open up all the balls. Or he can follow it, but he can't. He make sure he doesn't leave a bank. See, I like drawing the cue ball behind the blue 2.
Yeah, leaving. Yeah, then you have a lot more blockers.
That way, the
there,
2 ball is the blocker, the big blocker, and Efren doesn't have the ability to clear the pocket. See, now Efren has the ability now to either bank the 3 or clear the pocket. So he's got a choice here. By repositioning the cue ball behind the blue 2, now you're playing. Efren really doesn't have much of a choice. Okay, wow. He was able to clear the pocket, but you know, still Chris is a legitimate threat because of all the balls that are positioned as nicely as they are.
Yeah, if I were Chris, I'd be happy to see him shoot that shot and not shoot the bank. You know. So.
Now Chris has to protect the red 3. He cannot allow Reyes back at the table to hit the red 3. That's his job.
I don't like that shot.
Okay, he's playing another method. He's saying, okay, I'll loosen up those balls on the side rail a little bit because they were clustered a little bit and nothing was aiming at my pocket. I'll play a little more patiently, okay? Instead of trying to do something and force something, I'll play a little more patiently. Let's see if he can do something with that. Now that blue 2 ball is a big problem for Chris right now. He wants to eliminate that blue 2 ball on Reyes' side of the table. Now he has a chance right now to do that. He can kick. No, I don't know if he can kick. Yeah, I mean he might be able to kick.
Yeah, it looks like
at
he can
the 2
kick.
ball.
He could kick with
it's
a little bit of left English. He'd be able to kick the 2.
It's a high risk shot, but nevertheless it's a shot.
Well, he let him see the.
See, he's letting up on the stroke. See, he shot that shot and let up on the stroke. And fortunately for Gentile, the way the balls are positioned, there's really not much ball running potential for Reyes. He still isn't comfortable out there. He let up on the stroke right there, and the few ball leaked out and gave Reyes a shot on the 2 ball.
Billy, I think he's still thinking about the mistakes in the first, in the first, 2 games, and he has to put that behind him.
See, Reyes try to get play position for the 13 ball. Now he may have a shot on the 13 ball. He repositioned the cue ball in a small area on the table that would allow him to shoot the 13. If he shoots the 13, he'll shoot it with a half soft speed, opening up the balls and have a shot on the 11 next. This is game number 3. Reyes won the first 2 games, and it looks like he's taken somewhat control of game number 3. He leads 2-0 in balls and 2-0 in games. Here's the inside English spinning around for the pink 4. Excellent job.
You think he'll come back up on the for the 8 ball?
No, he'll play position for the blue tip, the striped 10 ball.
The 10 ball.
That seems to be laying natural off the angle that he has here. He'll go cross table for the 10 ball. Beautifully executed. Now he's in perfect line
to get on the 8 ball.
To get on the 8 ball.
Wow.
We're watching a real true master when you watch Reyes play. He's very comfortable. He has a lot of energy. He's going to be very difficult to beat. He cannot pocket the 15 ball. That's a good shot of what he can do with the 8 and the 15. He can shoot the 8 and drop onto the pink, onto the orange 5.
Yeah, to the 5 and stay there. The 3 came back perfect. Well, no, it didn't. He came up a little high on it, but
he can still pocket the 3. He has 7 balls. And I believe he has 6 balls. Gentile has 1. He can pocket the 3. He'll draw the cue ball down to the bottom cushion and then back up. Watch the cue ball. Nope. No. He just took what the table gave him. He didn't try to do anything that was
extra,
unnecessary.
He just did
right.
Yeah, everything was natural. He didn't do anything extra. Personally, Billy, if I was leading 6 balls to 1, I might not have shot it. There's some type of.
Well, there's 6 balls left on the table. If Gentile has 1 ball, I would believe that Reyes is out. But they're having some sort of a
7-1. The first one he made, Ephraim made for him. Ephraim's 100% right. Ephraim made that ball from Chris, put it right by his hole, and Ephraim pocketed it on his first shot.
Ephraim needs 1 ball. I believe Efren thought that was game ball.
Was game ball. That's why it didn't make any sense. Why would he bring the cue ball up table?
Well, he would bring the cue ball up table like he did if that was a sure way of pocketing that ball, and he didn't have any potential position.
He left Chris a shot here. I mean, I know it's he has a reasonably good shot to get some balls here, Chris, and climb back into this game, which is what he needs to do.
All right, let's take a look at the balls on the overhead. That's good. Okay, this is a very touchy shot here. He's got to go cross table, and he's got to miss that ball that he's shooting over here. Okay, he hit it a nice shot. Now, that was a very difficult shot that he executed perfectly. Now he has an opportunity now to shoot the 14 and go into those 2 balls on the rail and open those up.
Perfect.
Very nicely executed. Now he's starting to feel comfortable. Okay, he's at the table. He's running balls. Nicely executed. He has a nice angle on the strike ball to fall nicely for the other strike ball on the cushion. If he's able to pocket this strike ball and then play position for the 12 ball, he can either play a position for the bank on the 9 ball or the 6 ball. Obviously, playing in position for the bank on the 9 ball is the better of the 2.
Right, and stay right there for the.
He would
get up a little higher.
Yeah,
higher.
He would like to get the angle on the 9 ball to play position on the bank on the 6 ball. This is a big bank here. If he pockets this, he'll have the first shot at winning this game. Looks like he did pocket it. He did pocket it. Now he has a 2-railer on the 6 ball. He's showing some gutsy play right here.
This is the Chris Gentile we've been watching all week, isn't it, Billy? This is the Chris Gentile. The way he's shooting now is why he's in this spot in this tournament. You know, this is why he's playing for the hot seat right now, is because this is how he played. He just never gives up. He's always in the match. He's always, he's always fighting. I mean,
Reyes is going to kick behind the 6 ball. No, that's not what he wanted to do.
Left Chris.
That's not what he wanted to do.
Get on the rail.
Now, Chris has a decision to make here. He can opt to play carefully, or he can kick the 6 ball. He's opting to play a good, safe game here. Look, 1, 2 cushions, not allowing Reyes at the table with any type of a shot. Had he kicked to the side cushion and played that bank in that fashion, if he wouldn't have made the bank, chances are he would have left Reyes a return bank on the 6 ball. Yeah. He wasn't going to fall for that trap.
Now, Chris, when especially 1 ball, I mean, Chris, I think he's as good as anybody with 1 ball on the table.
Well, like I mentioned before, Larry, Chris is very smart. He's a very, very smart player. But he's playing a very smart player when he plays Efren Reyes.
Well, he that looked like, did you see how close he came to kissing? I know, close, but
that's what they call a near miss.
A near miss. And this is, just a routine to bring the 6 back up over by the corner pocket up table on his side and leave that.
Oh, that's really, really good speed. That's real good speed. Now, Reyes could kick this, or he could just play passively.
I think he's kicking it.
See, now Reyes has that uncanny ability to kick balls with accuracy because, he knows how to kick, and he understands it very well.
Billy's put. I didn't like that shot.
That shot may cost him. But I'm going to tell you what, this shot, he's going to shoot it in his pocket, but it's not going to be a free shot. No, this shot does carry some.
Efren's hitting the ball.
Some
really,
potential
really
problems
well,
here.
Though. I mean, no, he didn't. He's left Chris now a nice cross corner. I mean, I thought Ephraim would hit it better than that. I wouldn't want to leave Ephraim a shot like that. I would have rather, bank the 6 over on my side on it if I was Chris. Now let's see if Chris could pocket this bank and get back in this game. He
Looks
hit it
like
great.
he hit it good. 2-1,
beautiful,
Reyes.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. That's what Chris needed right there.
Oh, desperately. Chris couldn't afford to fall behind 3-0. He desperately needed a win, and that came at the right time. He wasn't really feeling real strong, wasn't feeling real confident about his game, and he's playing so well right now. There's no reason why, he should be really weak, and he was showing some weakness in the first 2 games, but that's understandable. But I think he's getting himself back together, and hopefully we're going to see a revived Gentile when he gets back to the table.
Yeah, he does. He's, you could tell his confidence level. He got out there. He ran the balls well. He also got lucky that Efren Reyes didn't know of the ball count. He left Chris. Chris could get behind the 1 ball off the 5 if he can. I'm not sure how if the 15 is. No, he's looking at. Great shot.
That's a good counter move. He positioned the cue ball somewhat in the stack area, and he also positioned another ball in front of his pocket. So that's always good if you can do that off of your opponent's break. Reyes really isn't in a trap right now. He has a couple different options. But it's the next shot that Reyes should be concerned with. He can't allow Chris to come up with an aggressive shot the next time he comes back to the table.
Well, he let him. I was surprised that he shot that shot.
No, he shot the correct shot, but he didn't shoot it with enough speed. What he wanted to do, he wanted to reposition the cue ball near that side rail where Chris wouldn't have a straight shot on the orange ball. I mean, that seems obvious to me. Chris didn't hit the stack like he wanted to. Now he has a decision to make. Do I shoot the blue 2 ball? No, I don't. Too difficult of a shot. Now he has the chance to kick at the 1 ball. I believe that's available. Or go straight at the 1. This is a very tough shot, by the way. He can lose the cue ball easily with this shot. Excellent shot. But I'm going to tell you something. That shot was a lot more difficult than it appeared. He hit that shot beautifully. I really like the way he hit that shot.
Yeah, you got to hit with some speed to keep the backspin on the cue ball to get it to react like that. That is difficult. He put Ephraim in a tough spot. Ephraim can't see. That's a great view there.
That's right. He not only repositioned the cue ball in a tough spot, but he also put the 1 ball on his side of the table. Reyes softly kicked the 1 ball, and that's going to be a scratch if it doesn't hit a rail. That's a scratch. So. Okay, now Reyes owes a ball. Now Chris has a kick on the 15 ball. Oh, he has a kick on the 15 ball. I don't believe he can see the 15 ball, but he has a kick on it, and he can pocket the 15 ball here. But if he doesn't, he'll leave some sort of return shot for Reyes. I don't know if Reyes can see the blue 2 ball, and I believe he can. Like I mentioned, he does have a kick. Reyes, Gentile, he did have a kick on the 15 ball, but he ran the risk of leaving a return shot, which I believe he has done.
Yeah, he had a good opportunity there. I mean, you have to shoot that because of the reward. It's a very rewarding. I like to walk around the other side of the table. Chris is a very fast shooter.
Now Reyes he's going to hit this with speed. Oh, he opted to shoot the 15 into the 2, trying to clear Gentile's pocket. He wasn't able to do that, and he left Gentile
straight in on
a fairly easy shot on the 15. Let's see what he does with the cue ball. He may just opt to go down for the bank on the blue 2. If he can play position for the bank on the blue 2, that'll offer him a shot on the green 6 next. That's what he'll do, but he didn't do that well enough. Now, once again, he does have a kick here. He does have a kick. He can kick behind the 2, send the 2 to his side, and float the cue ball down underneath both the 6 and the 7. It's a kind of a risky shot. He may not want to shoot it because he has options. Okay, his option was to try to clear Reyes' pocket, and that's always a good option. Whenever you can clear Reyes' pocket, that's worth taking a look at.
It will come back to haunt you if you don't clear Ephraim's pocket. Is Ephraim, you believe he could the 7 ball, and leave the cue ball up table?
Well, Ephraim's going to try to develop something here. He can come off the 8 and reposition the cue ball in the stack. He'll just float softly onto the 8, or maybe onto the 13 and lay on the 8.
No, he saw the 9. That's what a nice shot.
Okay, Chris has no other option but to kick to the 9. He'll kick 2 cushions underneath the 9. He would like to kick it softly enough to where the cue ball ends up behind the 9, so Ephraim can't see either the 13.
Ball.
He's opting to play a soft shot, right, like he did.
I can't see. Did he? No. Did he leave the 4 ball?
I don't know if that's a good option because Efren could come off the 13.
He might be able to make the 4. No. How close is that? Look at this. This is a great view here. This is a good camera angle here. Can he shoot the?
See, with that shot, Efren can come off the 13 ball and put him in trouble. I don't know if he can make this. We're going to take a look at it.
No, I don't think so. Just going to draw it back.
And then that's a touch there. That's a touch there. You know, he massaged that ball enough to hang the pink four and to steal that ball. Now Chris has to kick the forehand. There's no other shot. Now when he kicks the forehand, he's probably going to leave a bank on the 8. Oh, he missed it badly.
Terrible. That's another. That's going to be a very, very fatal mistake there. He can't. You can't afford to do that on not only on Ephraim, on anybody where you leave.
Oh, he hasn't gotten himself back together. That was an easy kick, and he failed to hit it. Yeah. Okay, and obviously it's going to cost him. How much we don't know, but there are plenty of balls in position for Reyes, and the technician that he is, he'll probably loosen up balls that aren't in position, and put them in position, because he has that ability to do that. He has the skills to do that. He needs to get rid of that blue 2 ball. I suspect that the 2 ball will be a ball that he'll try to play position for soon. Maybe not now, but soon. Wow. He wants to get that 2 ball out of there.
He's going to have to shoot the 13.
Now, he'll shoot the 13, and then he'll shoot the 2. Then he'll use the 8 to either fall on the 6 or the 15 or the 11 ball. That's the ball position next to the 2 balls near the side pocket. He'll shoot the 13, or he may even shoot the 13-6 too, but I believe he'll shoot the 13-2. Yeah, this is a ball that he needs to get rid of. It blocks the pocket for the 11 ball. He'll then play position for the 8 ball, going 1 rail cross table. Well, no, he's going 2 cushions around it. I like that way because you control the cue ball much better with that way of shooting it, and you stay off the rail. Now Reyes has a shot. He can follow with 2 cushions
for the 6
for the green 6. Watch this cue ball. Now this is the master playing here. He came a little short on the shot,
but he put himself. He owes the ball, but he has a.
He has a 4-2 lead now. He does owe a ball after he pockets the ball that he owes. After he spots the ball that he owes.
You know, I'm looking over here. Chris has, 2 balls.
Reyes is trying to figure out how to bank this 6 ball, reposition the cue ball near the side pocket. That's very risky. So he's going to go to the safe route. He's going to be play a little passively here. I don't blame him. Reposition the cue ball down table, near that end cushion, spot the ball that he owes, and now he leads in this game 4-2, and he leads in the match 2 games to 1.
One thing, Chris, Chris is actually fortunate it wasn't more fatal because there were 2 more balls out there that Efren could have gotten, and Chris has got to be lucky he got out of that mistake by not kicking that ball in, with Ephraim only getting 5 balls, where he's only leading 4-2.
I didn't really like the shot that Chris just shot because he gave Efren the ability to open up those balls.
He's going to try to move all these balls. Try to move all the balls like he did, and he put the 13 on his side, luckily.
Efren's not going to be tempted to shoot that 11 ball bank. He's too experienced not to do that.
No, I mean, there's even with the 13 not there, it would be,
There are some people that feel, hey, I got a blocker in the 7 over there. I'll drop behind the 7. Small area. Oh, he really didn't want to do that. He really got lazy there. That was careless. He got careless there. It was just pure carelessness. He was lazy when he shot that shot. He'll probably smile now when he walks away from the table. Chris must pocket this ball. He can't allow opportunities like this to slide by. Must pocket that ball.
He did pocket it, and we have a 4-3 match now. So this is a good match. This match here, up table, and
I think he'll come off of the 11 ball. That seems to be the safest ball for him to come off of. Try to reposition the cue ball by this green 6. I don't like him doing anything else really.
He's trying to bank a ball. No, he's like what you said, came off.
Okay, well that was a little risky, but you know,
he left absolutely no shot for Ephraim to try to attempt, which is good.
Efren can come off the 9 or the red 3. If he comes off the 9, he runs the risk of pocketing a ball. So he may not want to shoot off the 9. Shooting off the red 3, that demands an accurate hit. So he has to, if he opts to shoot off the red 3, he's going to have to hit it accurately. Shooting off the 9 is very, very dangerous. He can pocket the green 6, and he knows it. Now he's looking at the red 3. Now he's looking at the 9. He's opting to go off the 9, but we got to hit this with speed now. He wants, in case he makes the 6. Okay, he didn't make the 6.
Well, he got fortunate that he covered up the 3. You know, if he left the 9 fell perfectly.
Right.
Luckily,
right.
You know, he couldn't tell you the 9 was going to be there. So he got very fortunate that Chris doesn't have a nice bank on the 3.
Yes, he did. He didn't play the 9, doubling up the 3. He was very fortunate getting a fortuitous roll there, where now Chris doesn't have a free shot on the red 3, and has somewhat of a problem figuring out what he needs to do. He'll softly roll down adjacent to the 11 here. Okay, nicely done. Reyes has to be careful not to give him a shot on the 7 ball, because that carries position for the 9 if he positions the cue ball down by Gentile's pocket.
Yeah, if he does, he'd have to come down around the middle of the bottom rail. He'd have to make sure he positioned the cue ball, you know, towards the middle of the, like such.
I think if I was Gentile, I'd walk down toward the 6 ball and take a look at the position from that angle. What can Reyes do if I pocket the 6? I would walk down there and take a look at it.
Chris doesn't take too many walks, Billy. Chris shoots pretty fast. I'll tell you. I think he's
Danny DiLiberto. Danny DiLiberto, one of the
he played in the tournament.
One of the all-time greats.
He was in the tournament. He hasn't played for quite a while in a tournament.
Okay, now Chris has left Reyes some sort of a shot. He's going to shoot the 3 ball, and he's going to play position for the 1 ball. Now he's going to shoot the 3 ball and not play position for the 1 ball. He's going to try to.
He left Chris, you know, to bring the 3 over. He could bring the 3 over, come back up table into the 1, get that 3, get that 1 in front. Now, well, he just wanted to make sure the cue ball played the cue ball. But he might have left him the 9 ball, a nice bank on the 9. I can't see the 10 might be blocked.
I don't know if he can lengthen the 9 ball out enough.
No, not with the 10 there. So he's shooting the 11.
I don't know if he can lengthen the 9 ball out enough. He may play the 11 ball here. Yeah, he's going to play the 11 ball.
The 11, and I'll tell you, you know, if he doesn't hit it well, Chris can come off that 3 from anywhere and have a chance at, you know, making the 1. Ephraim's in a tough spot where, you know, if he elects to play you know, if he elects to shoot offensively, I'd be surprised if he did.
Let's take a look at the 1 and the 3 ball. Can we get a close-up? Well, let's forget about that now. He's going to shoot the 11.
He is shooting the 11, unless he's coming all the way around the table with it, like he is. Look at this shot, Bill. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he hit that shot.
What a shot. Just a, you know.
He not only pocketed the 11 ball, if you notice the speed that he hit that shot with to reposition the cue ball in an area on the table, and he missed the 11 ball, he would have had blockers. Now he opened up the 2 balls and put Chris in a little bit of a problem, a little bit of trouble here. Chris is looking at that 7-ball bank. It's sticking out there. It's possible, but it's a very high risk and low percentage shot.
But I think the way he's losing the game 5-3. If he does shoot this, no, he's just going to roll on. Chris.
Now, I suspect that Reyes is going to shoot the 7 into the 1 and try to drop underneath the 3 possibly, because he really doesn't want to put many more balls down table. Because he leads 5-3, and he doesn't want to put any more balls down table. He's going to want to do something. Yeah, he's going to shoot the 6 and try to drop underneath the 3 here. Okay, he shot the 6 and tried to reposition the cue ball and the 6 ball in front of his pocket. Now Chris has a shot here to bank the 7, but it's a risky shot.
Yeah, Chris has he is banking the 7. This is not with the 6. He had a better opportunity to bank the 7 the last time he shot it.
Oh, that's not a bad shot.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shot because he played good cue ball with the shot. By hitting the 7 ball thickly, he was able to play good cue ball. And that was the important part of that bank. You cannot lose the cue ball on that bank because of the position of the 6 ball. He realized that and hit the 7 ball on the thick side.
The 6 ball looks like it's out far enough to...
Reyes is looking at a possible kick on the 7 ball. You know, he's really tricky, and he's a master of that type of a shot. Now he's looking at the possible billiard from the 3 to the 1. Now he's looking at the 6 to double bank the 6. So he's looking at 3, you know, spectacular shots. So he can kick the 7 here. He can kick the 7. Or he can just play safe.
Play a float down as long as he's behind the 3.
Okay, now Chris has an opportunity to move the green 6. He doesn't want to use it. He's got to get cross table, so Reyes can't see the 7. He doesn't want to allow Reyes to see that 7 ball.
He did. He did let him see the 7.
Okay, this is going to be a dangerous shot here. He could pocket a ball in this shot. He didn't hit it hard enough. Okay, now Chris has a couple different options here. Trying to get those balls on his side of the table, trying to work those balls over. Reyes, on the other hand, is trying to put balls on his side of the table. He's looking up table. He's looking at the bank on the 14. Very difficult bank. It's frozen or almost frozen to the bottom cushion. He's going to stay away from that ball because it's a very, very high risk ball. If you come off the 14, it's high risk in any fashion. Now he's left Chris a 2-railer on the 14, it looks like. He may not shoot to pocket it, but he'll shoot it to put it near his pocket. Maybe shoot it 2 cushions into the red 3. He'll go forward with the cue ball. If he hits the red 3, it could end up in front of his pocket. Look, it's going to hit the red 3 or come close to it. It's going to hit the green 6.
Off the 6.
Okay. He didn't have the angle to bank. Well. He didn't have the angle to bank it 2 rails to his pocket, but he did have the angle to bank it either to the 3 or to the 6, and that was good enough. He could have pocketed that 14. Had he pocketed the 14, it looks like the 3 and the 6 ball are laying dead. Well enough to also be pocketed. Okay, Reyes has a problem now because of the 9 ball. The 9 ball is a ball that he has to defend against. After kicking out the 14, he has to defend against the 9. And a way to defend against the 9 is to reposition the ball you're kicking in an area on the table that would preclude Gentile from shooting the 9. So therefore, he has 2 things he needs to do. He needs to kick the 14 away from Chris's pocket, and he has to try to figure out a way to position the 14 so Chris can't have a free shot at him on the 9 ball. Let's see what he does. He's looking at the 9. He may shoot off the 9 and billiard into the 14 by hitting the rail. Now that's too dangerous. Okay, let's see what he does here. Okay, he tried to, he hit that shot too hard, and he allowed Gentile at the table with a free shot on the 9. But I'm going to tell you what Reyes did. Okay, that's not a very good shot there. I'll tell you what Reyes did. He shot the shot that broke up that combination. And he repositioned the cue ball to where Chris could have only gotten 1 ball. But now Chris shot a shot, and I think the shot that they just shot is going to cost them this game, because Reyes is going to go forward with the cue ball, and it's going to end up the cue ball that is in front of Gentile's pocket. He didn't hit it hard enough. He was guilty once again of not getting the action off the cue ball that he needed to get. Now Gentile will kick the 7 away from the pocket.
This is Chris is by no means. He's he's losing in the balls 5-3, but he's right in this game with those balls, with the 6 balls down here. I think just the one little mistake, either player can win this game easily.
There's enough balls in play for either player to win. Reyes is going to try to change that. Chris is looking at the cross on the 14. That shot is available, but it's kind of risky because he runs the risk of selling out the 7-9.
I see the 1-9 combination, Bill. 1-9 combination is what I see. He could bank the 9, cross corner. He needs to. I mean, that looks from here like it's laying pretty well. The cue ball comes up, towards the second piece of chalk there. Like the first diamond.
It's a pretty risky shot because he just runs the risk of not only selling out something with the 9, but also the 3. So now he would, with the shot that he just shot there, he's trying to force another up table game. And I don't know if that was the right shot, but possibly it could have been, because any other shot was maybe too risky.
Interesting spot here. Chris has to be. Chris is getting offensive here. He looks like he's banking the 6 ball. It's going to be interesting what Ephraim does. Ephraim, if he's going to shoot the 1 follow all the way down. I don't think Chris wanted to hit the 6 ball on that shot. He wanted to put the 14 right, he wanted to come right in front of his hole with the bank. Looking around the room here, I'm looking at the couple of the matches. I mean, there's a good shot of Earl. Okay, it's Hill, because loser side is a race to 3. Okay, and winner side is a race to 4. The final match is going to be 1 race to 5. Okay, Ephraim is coming off he came off the 7 ball. Well, Chris sure don't want to leave a nice shot on the 10. He sure didn't want to. leave this shot on the 10 for Ephraim, at least to even have a chance to look at it. But he did. He left. Chris came off up table, Billy, leaving an Efren. I think he didn't want to get exactly where he got, where Ephraim could even think about this 10 ball. But
if Reyes shoots the 10 ball, he's not going to shoot it to pocket it. He's going to shoot it to reposition the cue ball. But he says, you know what, this is a little too risky. I may not want to do that. What I'll do is I'll just play off the 9 ball.
Yeah, I have a 5-3 lead. He doesn't need to do that. All he needs to do is, you know.
If I was Chris, I'd want him to shoot the 10 ball.
Scott Frost just defeated Earl Strickland, knocking him out of the tournament, knocking Earl out.
Okay, he's just going to softly roll off the 9, try to position on his side.
Just a very repetitious one-pocket shot right there. That's a shot that comes up more, you know.
Now, Chris really has to be careful here. I wouldn't shoot the 1 ball. I'd shoot the 10 ball. I'd shoot the 10 ball.
And roll up, just make the 10? Or
I don't know if I would want to make the 10. That wouldn't help me. I would try to shoot the 10 and not make it. No, I wouldn't want to make it now. Reyes can shoot off the 10 very easily and put Chris back down table again.
It looks like Alex is leading the match with Alex. Alex is leading the match with Corey Deuel, 1-0. Also a race to 3 because it's a loser side match. These are the only 2 winners.
They started
left.
that match at the same time that Reyes and Gentile started. They've played 3 games and they're halfway through the 4th game here. And they're still on the 2nd game. So they're not really playing at a fast speed. Peg line and Corey Deuel, that is. And that figures to be a very sharply contested match between those 2 players. They're really pretty close. But if you look on the floor, all the players on the floor are figure players. And what I mean by figure players, they figure to be there. They're figure.
Good.
They're
figure players.
Yeah, they figure to be there.
Not figure skaters, figure players.
No, figure skaters is something that you might do.
That's what I like.
You know?
Yeah. So Scott Frost will now wait for the winner of Corey Deuel and Alex. And the winner of that will play the loser of this, the winner of the Scott Frost and between Corey Deuel and Alex Pagalaya.
Frost is battling, you know. Frost is regarded as the strongest one-pocket player in the world today. But if he plays a fresh Efren Reyes,
tough match.
Watch
He has
out.
his hands full.
Now that was an excellent hit. You can't hit a ball any better than when he hit the 1 ball.
No, he hit it well.
Yeah, he sure did.
My nickname for Scott Frost is the locomotive because when he's going, I can't. You know, he's hard to stop.
It's a pretty tough situation here. Reyes is coming off the orange 5, and if he doesn't hit this well, he could scratch. Okay, he very softly rolled. You know what Chris has here? Chris has a double bank on the 1 ball here, and he can play position for the 14.
He hit it well. He made it. He made it, and you know, he has a shot on the 9 ball.
Yeah, I like shooting the 9 here. He's close to the 9. The 14 is a very difficult shot. I like shooting the 9.
Shooting the 9, just come on back over towards, you know, not back up where he is, but come on over between the side and the corner pocket. with some left English.
That 14 is a tough shot. You know, he wants to shoot that 14 really badly. Draw that cue ball, hit it in the center of the pocket.
I like the 9 ball a lot better. I mean, if he brings him over back to the rail, Ephraim's doesn't figure to cut.
Must be a problem with the 9.
I didn't like this shot at all. I really.
He's going to have to get it. He's going to have to go up further.
Billy, if he shot the 9 ball and came back over on the long rail, Ephraim can't cut the 14 ball.
Yeah, he can cut the 14 ball in. Yes, he could. He didn't like the 9 for a reason. He has a better feel. He's at the table than we do here, so you know he understands the value in shooting the 9. Trust me. If he didn't shoot it, there was a legitimate reason.
I know that Efren could have cut the 14, but with the 9 over right by Chris's hole, I didn't think I don't see him shooting it. But now he's left him a pretty decent bank shot.
Oh. He didn't figure to miss that, but he did. And I'll tell you what, he opened the door here a little bit here for Gentile. Gentile can bank the 3 and draw the cue ball. He can bank the 3 here, and he can draw the cue ball, or he's banking the 9. It doesn't go. Well, don't hit the 14. Oh my! If he would have hit the 14, he would have had a big problem. But it looks like he's starting to work those balls in good position, and he's leaving Reyes nothing to shoot. Reyes has to be very careful here because Chris is only 1 shot away from winning this game.
Both players are.
No.
The way the balls
Chris
are positioned.
is 1 shot away from winning this game. Oh. Even though he trails 5-4, the balls are really in position for Gentile. He's going to roll softly on the 3 here. That would be what I would do. I would roll softly on the 3. Nope, he'll have to shoot off the 9. I didn't care for that shot. I would have rolled softly on the 3, and I would have left Reyes. Now Reyes can do a couple things here. He can shoot the 5 into the 7.
Both balls go towards the. Yeah, he by moving the ball away and going up table with it, like you said, if he rolled into the 3, he still has those 3 balls.
Well, Reyes has to do something. Now he doesn't have much to do. He can shoot the 3 and come down table.
Or he can move the 2 balls.
Okay, he's looking at the green 6. Obviously, he sees something with the green 6.
Be interesting what he does with the cue ball.
No, he went off the 3. Like I said, he can shoot off the 3 and come down table. You know, Chris had the advantage with the balls positioned the way they were. I think he should have left the balls there and just lagged onto the 3, just to see what Reyes would have done from that position, because he wasn't going to leave him anything offensive there to shoot. Okay, now he's going down table. He's left Reyes really nothing to shoot.
Move the 14 2 rails to his side.
Reyes could shoot the 6 here. If he has the angle to shoot the 6 and draw the cue ball anywhere in the area where the 3 and 9 is, he'll shoot that shot. He wants to shoot that shot anyways. He wants to shoot the 6. Don't kid yourself. He wants to shoot that 6. Now he's looking at it again. He's taking a look at it. If he can get that cue ball down where the 9 and 3 is and hit it with this. But see, shooting the 6 and repositioning the cue ball by the 9 and 3, the speed isn't conducive to that shot. He's going to have to hit it too hard, and he may lose control of the 6 if he doesn't pocket it. He would like to have a shot on the 6 to where it would end up in front of his pocket, but it's not going to end up in front of his pocket with this shot. Watch. See, it's too hard. But he
made the 3 ball dead.
It's not dead, but it's
makeable.
It's good enough to where he's going to shoot it. You know, he's going to try to shoot it and use the 9 as a blocker too.
Yeah, this is. I could see Ephraim getting out from
Gentile will kick this out, and this ball here has a good chance of kicking back toward Gentile's pocket. It looks like this ball is laying in that position to where when he kicks it out, it could go toward Gentile's pocket. Nope, it went high. Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball.
You don't.
Reyes is leading in this game 6-2. He leads in the match 2-1. I tell you, these guys from Run Out Media are doing an excellent job. These are really top guys here. You know, Run Out Media is really a professional operation. They bring all this video to us at first class. The camera angles that we're getting from these guys is absolutely beautiful. I tell you, I really do appreciate and admire the work they do.
Seeing of Ephraim. Yeah, Billy, I agree totally. I see things better with their camera work sometimes than I do if I was at the table myself. They really give you good shots, like you're right there. Well, Ephraim having the 6-4 lead. He's going to try to reposition these balls and not leave, you know.
Gentile would like to do something with the red 3, but he doesn't want to sell a bank on the 14. So he repositioned the cue ball to where Reyes does not have a kind of a free bank or an easy bank on the 14. If Reyes has a bank on the 14, where he can reposition the cue ball where the red 3 is, or around that area, he may shoot it.
That's the shot I see if he shoots it, just to bring another ball up table. Yeah, Ephraim just wants to get these balls up table, and like the last game that Ephraim did lose, it did come back to haunt him, where Chris got out with one mistake.
Now that cue ball is positioned closely to that side rail, so Chris has got to be really careful what he does here. I like that shot, and that's a smart shot because now Chris is forcing Reyes to do something. He's forcing Reyes to perform here. If Reyes comes out to 14, he has to defend against the bank on the 7 and the 3. So Chris is really, he shot a real smart shot there. Reyes, on the other hand, shows us his skills, repositioning the cue ball behind the orange 5, taking away any bank on either the 7 or the 3. Take a look at that.
Forcing Chris to play right into his hand. Just, you know.
Now, he's left Reyes a bank on the 3. Now, Reyes can either drag the cue ball behind the 9-14 or play this bank in another fashion. Now, this is not a free bank by any means. Now, there's no chance of this being a free bank. It's a very enticing bank, a bank that you would like to shoot because it's staring you right in the face and you got a pretty good look at it. You know, it's talking to you like, hey, hit me.
Yeah.
I'm going toward your pocket. But you know what? Sometimes it lies.
Shot. This is an extremely dangerous shot. You have to control this cue ball.
Watch out.
See,
Watch out. He didn't really want to shoot that bank because of the penalty that it carried. You know, even though it appeared like a bank that you would want to shoot.
Chris will want to follow this down where he can bank the 3 and come back up for the 4 ball. He wants to get down far enough where the bank on the 3 offers him a real natural angle to come back up on the 7.
That's an excellent point, and I think he's got that angle.
Hit it well, hit it well. Then this is, see, Ephraim 2 games. This is the second game, and it looked like Ephraim was going to win easy. I mean, Ephraim got to 7. Chris needed 5 or 6 last game, and Chris came right back. Oh, he hit the point, Bill.
That point sticks out there. You know, it sticks out there for both players. You know, there have been many games won and lost by a player hitting the point.
Ephraim's looking at the combination bank.
Oh, he's going to shoot the combination bank. It's just how he's going to shoot. He may play position for the for the 7 ball. Okay, interesting game. They both need two balls. That is, the score is six balls apiece, but the score in games is 2-1 in favor of Reyes. It's a real big game for Chris to win. If Reyes wins this game, he'll take a commanding 3-1 lead in this match. A lead that may not be able to be surmounted. But Chris, you know, Chris needs this game badly.
He doesn't want to leave Ephraim this 2-railer, and he got lucky. He got the cue ball close enough. The 9 ball fell close enough to the side, or else Ephraim would have had a 2-railer.
He would like to 2-rail the 7, but there may be a kiss with that shot. He'll probably just come off the 9 and go across table. Excuse me, up and down table. All right, he doesn't want to leave a 3-railer on the 7.
No, 3-railer. He took out most of the anything offensive. He took out.
Reyes will shoot the same shot Chris just shot, but the other way. He'll come off the 9 and then come back down table. Now the 9 ball didn't end up in a banking area on the table for Reyes, so Chris can come off the 7 now.
Chris is just, he's really hanging in tough, getting a 2-0. No.
Oh, that's not what he wanted to have happen.
No, that's gonna cost him the game, and that's that 2 mistakes that he hit the 7 down the rail, hit the point, and now he let the cue ball go, and
yeah, I don't know. See, coming off the 9 was kind of risky because of the kiss. I thought that he should have taken a better look at it.
That's uncharacteristic of Chris. He's been playing better than to make a couple of these mistakes. But as you said, it's the conditions he's playing under right here.
No, Chris managed to relax himself. He just made a mistake there. He hit the point on the shot that preceded the scratch. And then he hit the 9 ball and scratched. So 2 consecutive shots were badly executed shots. And game number 4 goes to Reyes, and now he takes a commanding lead in this match, 3-1.
Right. This is the exact same lead. This is the way Chris was losing though to Earl Strickland, and he came back and beat him. So don't count Chris out at all. He's a fighter, and he will, I could see him. It's his break here.